Hello. If you notice, it's not my usual camera. I made this little thing, the talking samurai mask, because I think it's freaking hilarious. You're gonna like it, and you're gonna watch this video with me whether you like it or not. Does it creep you out? Good. I want you to feel uncomfortable. Okay? You're used to Dreamcast making you feel uncomfortable, so now I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable with this creepy ass talking mask. Deal with it.
So on this channel, we hate on Xbox a lot because they just make so many mistakes, from their bad release schedule to the fact that they literally cancel.
You hate on Xbox a lot because they make so many mistakes. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, Admitting bias right out of the gate kills credibility, bro. Your channel hates Xbox. It's hard to take anything here as fair criticism. Critique is fine, but bias? Nah, equals content farming. Interesting, huh?
More games than they put out. Just in general, it feels like Xbox as a brand, it's obviously dead. But something they did this year that was so bafflingly...
I want to punch you right in the face, bro. Xbox is dead. How? Are Forza, Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Flight Simulator, and Hi-Fi Rush all successful? Later in the video, he praises Forza, by the way, selling millions. How's that dead?
Stupid is they officially announced Microsoft's gaming put out a statement that said, going forward, all games are going to be $80 a pop. So even if you buy it digitally or physically or whatever.
The people who spent 80 are getting refunded. The people that pre-ordered at 80, they're getting refunded. Bro, it's okay for people to want to make money. Dude, it costs... You know how much lunch costs me now? $20 for a freaking sandwich. Let that sink in. Minimum wage where I live is damn near $20, bro. I remember back in 2005, I was making $5.50 an hour working at an arcade. Times have hella changed, man. So yeah, they tried it. Probably wasn't the best choice, but hey, man, it costs a shitload to make games these days too. These people have family to feed, bro. You know, gamers are spoiled these days. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this in the comments, but you know what? Fuck you.
Whenever you buy it, if you buy it on Steam or Xbox as a console or buy it on PlayStation 5, every game is going to be $80 a pop. And a lot of people were pissed because the starting of this initiative was going to be the Outer Worlds 2. The original Outer Worlds...
He just had to show us he has the fucking game, like we give a fuck what you fucking play, Dreamcast guy.
...was a cheap game. It was a budget game, and honestly, it was fantastic. So making that sequel specifically an $80 game...
Did he show his controller too? I'm sure he did. I'm not rewinding back. If he showed his controller, let me know in the comments. Is it the purple one?
It felt weird. Well, Xbox just apologized. They straight up said, okay, we were wrong. Games are going to go back to being $70. And also, we're going to keep it that way for the rest of 2025 and then look at the numbers in 2026. Let's talk about this because a lot of people are saying they did this because they're afraid of PlayStation, and specifically Ghost of Yote. But let's break it down. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could...
They're afraid of PlayStation, everybody. They're afraid of PlayStation. Reducing prices in response to consumer backlash equals fear of Sony. PlayStation literally raised prices on games and hardware and was applauded for premium quality. So when does Xbox goes lower? It's cowardice? If they go lower, it's because they're cowards. They're afraid of PlayStation. Look at this smug ass.
Please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already.
I actually unsubscribed. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I have to say, I have been covering games full-time for 10 years now, and I do not know a single time where I've ever seen them announce the price of a game and then lower it afterwards. So they basically said, okay, we've got your SOS about the pricing. We realize this was a mistake. And I see stuff like this. You know those pre-orders must have been a disaster for them to suddenly change the price. I want to take a look at the replies. Wow, for the first time ever, Spacer's choice is the best. Now listen, about putting a disc for Xbox games. All Xbox games are now digital. Even if you buy an actual like physical copy of an Xbox game, it's just a code in the box. I can't imagine the stress involved in the meetings to get this approved. You've
Yeah,
earned back my
yeah, it's an industry-wide trend. Do I like it? No, of course not. Who does like it, man? But it's not an Xbox exclusive issue. PlayStation and Nintendo are shipping games that require massive downloads or include partial data on card disk. Yeah, it's everywhere, dude. Everyone's doing it.
intention to purchase. Now, this is definitely probably part of it. I'm sure some people are going to say, oh, this is a publicity stunt. It was planned from the start. I don't think it was. The amount of people that probably got yelled at, the amount of really, really, really intense all caps emails to get this done, it's interesting that they are reacting to it. But here's the grander context of it that to me, I think signals the fact that Xbox is afraid about the fact that at this point, nobody is buying Xbox games on Xbox. If they're buying it, there's the limited amount of people that are doing like Game Pass, but Game Pass numbers actually continue to go down. We're focused on bringing players to incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep our full-priced holiday releases, including the Outer Worlds 2, at $70 in line with market conditions. Now, this line here, in line with market conditions. Maybe I'm coping, maybe I'm projecting, correct me in the comments. To me, this sounds like they're saying when PlayStation raises their prices, we'll raise our prices. Because let's face it, the Nintendo Switch, that's a very separate beast. The Switch 2 is selling like crazy. They can sell some games like Mario Kart at $80, but I think they realize, okay, there is already such
The Xbox numbers going down. That's speculative, isn't it? I don't think Microsoft. Uh, I don't think they released Game Pass sub counts, so this is just made up stat. There's no verifiable source cited.
a problem with actually selling any Xbox games to anybody. Raising the price is not going to increase the profitability. It is just going to tank the already terrible sales. But I want to do something. I want to refresh this tweet, and I want to take a look at the replies live with you guys right now. Look at this. Never say that bullying doesn't work. To be fair, Outer Worlds 1 was okay. There was absolutely zero reason to make Outer Worlds Part 2 double the price. Translation, sorry about that ridiculous price, but we'll put it back to normal. Please order it now. Someone, anyone, Phil Spencer and Microsoft flip-flop so much, even their prices are never final. This is embarrassing. Now, I have seen some talk about the fact that with Xbox, obviously their big push is Game Pass. They want you to get Game Pass. They like you to buy games, but they're also in a spot where they're like, okay, we want you to get Game Pass more than anything else. And I have seen the theory that they could price these games at $60 a pop or $50 a pop. Every single game on Xbox could be cheap, but they purposely make them expensive so you'll get Game Pass. This is basically a 10-dimensional chess move that's just not working out. That basically the
I mean, even if that was the plan, they abandoned it, so the scheme failed and they course corrected. That's not some 10D chess scam. That's exactly how consumers want companies to react.
high ideas. Okay, if the games are so expensive, you'll think, okay, this one game costs as much as a year of Game Pass. So let me get Game Pass instead of actually buying games. But I think now it's at a point where people aren't getting Game Pass and they're also not getting the game. So at this point, you might as well make the games cheap because nobody's getting Game Pass, right? Wow, that's a good surprise. I talked about this in 2024 with Cromwell, who said that $80 is going to reduce sales. I wonder if it helps prove that theory. This guy Cromwell is, I've quoted this guy in a bunch of videos. I think he is an absolute genius. He's one of the major people behind Larian and Baldur's Gate 3. As I've said many times, they want a high price to make Game Pass look like a better value proposition, but I'm sure the developers don't necessarily love that in an industry where sales figures are a big measure of success. This is actually a brilliant point, which is that now that people are more clocked in, more locked in, I do think that people are more aware about how well a game is doing longevity-wise. You know, you can buy a game and play it and love it, but back in the 2000s, when you're playing Final Fantasy X or Ridge Racer or whatever like that, you didn't really know, okay, how well is this doing? Am I going to get another one of these? Is there going to be a sequel? But now, in the age of the internet and with publicly disclosed data, People are able to better understand how something is doing. And right now, all Xbox games are just selling abysmally bad. So now, even when a game does come out, even when it does get high review scores, people are like, okay, how long until this studio closes? How long until the next wave of layoffs, right? Now, I do think that a lot of people are talking about this push for $80 games. Every game now is
Forza Horizon 5, Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, they all did good. But, you know, Xbox is dead.
trying to test the waters of $80 games. And I just really think these games are going to have measurably lower sales, especially stuff like this. Shooters and stuff, Battlefield 6 being $80, Call of Duty being $80. I just don't think the market's going to care about annualized $80 games. I do want to end with this, which is that I think Microsoft needs to find a way to permanently make themselves the cheapest place to play. You see,
What do you mean? Game Pass exists. They have $1 trials. Cloud on mobile. You're not offering a new idea. You're describing what Xbox is already doing. Nipplehead mother...
see this? Forza Horizon 5 was the top-selling new PS5 game in all of 2025. This is crazy. 3 million copies.
So again, Xbox games are successful and praised, but earlier you said Xbox was dead. This contradicts your entire premise. You pizza face, clown, chicken pox, butt face.
Sold, and this came out on April 24th. So this thing is selling about 1 million copies a month. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers sales. But this game is cheap. It's great. It's fantastic. Obviously, the Forza series is fantastic, even though all these developers are getting fired right now. But these high sales, I think, are because the game is cheap and good. I almost think stuff like this is signaling to Microsoft, okay, how can we napkin math this out? How many times can we make something $40 and put it everywhere and win a bunch of awards for best racing game or whatever? How long can we sell? How long can we be profitable beyond just the Game Pass experiment? I'd be curious because for a long time, Xbox's whole catchphrase is the best deal in Game Pass, right? Game Pass, the best deal in gaming, right? Well, what happens when Game Pass stops being the best deal in gaming? Can you at least still say Xbox, the cheap place to go to play good games? I think that could give them legs once again. I personally am very, very excited about Outer Worlds 2. I think the game is going to be fantastic. This is Obsidian. Obsidian knows exactly what they're going to do. I am definitely buying this. I am definitely playing this. I am definitely going to review this. And now that it's cheaper, honestly, I see it as a W. But how do you feel about this? And do you really trust Xbox to keep prices low, or does this seem like a panic scam? And do you give PlayStation any credit for staying cheap? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep...
Isn't correcting a pricing mistake what people ask companies to do? When Sony does it, it's standing firm. When Xbox does it, it's panic. The double standard is blatant, and this is ridiculous. But we're going to stop it here because I don't want to keep dreaming. Okay? We're going to do the samurai quote of the day. It's short, sweet, and simple. It is, "The way is in training," by Miyamoto Musashi. If you want to get good at something, you just got to keep training, bro. It's a short, sweet, simple quote. The way is in training. That is the samurai quote of the day. And thank you all for watching. And I want to say something else, but I don't know what I want to say. And I hope you like this video. But other than that, have a good day. You know what I'm saying? 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 You know what I'm saying?